we're going to learn about the best ways to get your message across succinctly and clearly so it drives revenue for your business. As a marketing consultant and educator at Boston University and at Brandeis University in Massachusetts, I'm excited to be your instructor for the course. I've written 2 books on marketing and business growth strategies, and I'm excited to be working with you alongside my 2 assistants. Amanda will be helping you throughout the course with explanations, as well as Daniel. Let's get started. How many times have you walked into a customer's house, thought you had a great presentation, and still didn't land the sale? Their objections were overwhelming. They didn't seem to understand why they should do business with you. Perhaps your message wasn't on target. Perhaps it wasn't clear, or you told them way too much information. That's the value of a short 60-second pitch. It helps ensure you get your message across in a benefit-driven way so they understand what your brand is. How many times have you walked into a customer's house? So let's talk about the difference between features and benefits, because it's really critical you differentiate between the two. Features are all about your product and your service, but the benefits, which are the key to a great pitch, focus on your customer and meeting their needs. So let's talk about how brand fits into features and benefits. When customers and prospects think of you and your company, what are the benefits? What's the value for them that comes to mind? What's in it for them? This is your brand.
Yeah,
So how'd you do? Do you feel good about your response? According to 2013 American Home Comfort Study, the top 3 reasons a customer buys an HVAC brand are: 1, contractor recommends, that got 44%; 2, energy efficiency levels were what they expected, 35%; and 3, quality equipment, 29%. So what role do you play in telling your brand story? You need to think of yourself as a brand ambassador, because the role you play is critical in telling the story of your brand and differentiating your value. So how'd you do? If you selected body language, tone of voice, and actual words, then you're correct. Those are the 3 criteria that we subconsciously use to determine how we feel about the person delivering the message. Okay, your next challenge is to determine the order of importance. How important is body language compared to tone of voice or the words or message you're stating? If these all have to add up to 100%, which one is 50? Which one is 20? What do you think those percentages are? So your challenge is to write down what percent of importance does body language have to play? What about tone of voice? and then words or message. Once you've written it down, I'll reveal the answers on the next slide. I hope you had fun with that exercise. Are you surprised to learn that body language is 55%, tone of voice is 38%, and actual words are 7%? That doesn't mean what you say isn't important. The interpretation of this is to understand how valuable body language and tone of voice are in conveying confidence to potential customers. Building upon what we understand about how we evaluate others, let's talk about a typical attention span. How long do you think it is? The question posed here is the typical attention span of an adult 90 seconds? What do you think? True or false? You might be surprised to learn that the typical adult attention span is only 15 to 30 seconds. What's that mean for you? It means you've got to be clear and succinct and get your pitch. Remember, we're focused on a 60-second pitch. You've got to get your pitch across clearly and quickly. Don't tell them your entire life story. Tell them what matters to them. So based on what we've talked about, it's critical to stand out in a crowd of 1, in a crowd of 20. Turns out there are 3 opportunities for you to stand out. We'll talk about them next. The first way to stand out is all about what you do to prepare for the engagement or the conversation with this customer or prospect. Understand your value proposition, why you can benefit that person. And remember, rehearse what you're going to say. It's really critical to be prepared for every prospective client conversation. So how do you prepare for a presentation or a dialogue? How do you increase your confidence level? At Harvard, they did a fascinating study that showed you can increase your confidence by increasing testosterone levels. So how do you do that? Put your arms in the air, put your feet on your desk, or stand on your tippy toes with your arms up. These are all great methods to increase confidence. And yes, women have testosterone, so it works for men and for women. Next, you're in the middle of the presentation. You're there. Stay positive. Be confident. You've prepared. You've done your homework. Deliver your pitch, but remember, it's critical to identify a next step, a close. What do you need to have happen to make that sale? Businesses that are successful always have incredible follow-up. When you're back at your office, update your database with what you learned about the customer. Send a thank you. Make sure your proposal includes information about how much you enjoyed meeting them, restating their needs, and talking about next steps. We all get tongue-tied. We all struggle to get our message across at different times. I'm going to give you a few tips to help, and then we'll work on your pitch. Let's start with body language for tip number 1. We already know how important that is in helping convey the message and having folks feel confident about what you know. Make sure you use appropriate gestures to help explain. It's fine to use your hands, demonstrate your passion. Body language using your hands also helps channel nervous energy. But always remember to stand with confidence and ease. You're prepared. Tip number 2, using your voice can be very powerful. Remember to pace yourself when talking. Use appropriate inflections to show passion. Articulate clearly and watch your volume. If you are in that proverbial elevator, don't shout. But if you're in an intimate environment where you need to make a connection, use all the power in your voice to convey your message. Tip number 3, make great eye contact. Remember, this really impacts your credibility and shows how confident you are in the message you're delivering. But finally, remember, it's not a staring contest. Make sure you and everybody else you're speaking with are comfortable with how well you're connecting with them. Finally, tip number 4, watch your facial expressions. What do your facial expressions say about you? Are you excited about the topic? Are you sincerely interested in helping the customer? Do you look bored with what you're saying? The best way to know this is give your pitch in front of a mirror. Or, if you have the opportunity, videotape yourself. That's the only way to know how others are perceiving you. So in conducting your 60-second pitch, you definitely want to avoid having folks run out of that proverbial elevator. We want them to be excited to listen to you and to want to hear more. The last slide before you actually work on your pitch is what I call the 10 commandments of pitch delivery. Let's review them. 1, always address the audience's needs. 2, make strong eye contact. 3, be confident. 4, be clear and articulate. 5, pace yourself. 6, speak at an appropriate volume. 7, watch your body language. 8, show sincerity and be sincere. 9, be easily approachable. And 10, practice, practice, practice. Now we're ready to work on your sales pitch. Here are the elements. You start by giving your name and company information. Then follow quickly by a brief statement about your product or service's value or benefit as it relates directly to the person you're speaking with. Then a concise description of your product or service. Remember, benefits, then features. Finally, wrap this up with a statement that offers proof of your unique expertise or offers some credible evidence about the benefits you explained. Remember to always show your energy and passion for what you're doing. Are you ready for a sample pitch? Think about the order I do this in. Hi, my name is Beth Goldstein and I'm the president of XYZ Cooling and Heating. Our goal is to ensure you never have doubts about your heating and cooling needs. We've been providing plumbing, heating, and air conditioning services to residents in the greater Boston area for over 75 years. We capture the hearts of our customers by hiring great people, training them fanatically, and by holding ourselves to extremely high standards of competence and reliance. We've received the Boston HVAC Customer Choice Award 15 years in a row for our exceptional customer service. We'd be honored to provide you with a quote today to address your current concerns.
من دارم یه چیزی نگاه میکنم.
That's it. You're well on your way to having a winning elevator pitch. Keep in mind, no more than 60 seconds, and always show your passion and energy for what you're doing. The best way to do this is tell a very brief story, if you can fit it in, that really demonstrates how you're passionate about your service, about your customers, and about your products. Congratulations, you've reached the end and you're now ready for your quiz. Remember, you need to get 7 out of the 10 questions right to pass and get your credit. If you have any questions, email me at beth@m-edge.com or visit my website, www.m-edge.com. Thank you and good luck. Hi, this is Beth Goldstein. Welcome to the course, Your 60-Second Sales Pitch. In the next hour, we're going to learn about the best ways to get your message across succinctly and clearly so it drives revenue for your business. As a marketing consultant and educator at Boston University and at Brandeis University in Massachusetts, I'm excited to be your instructor for the course. I've written 2 books on marketing and business growth strategies, and I'm excited to be working with you alongside my 2 assistants. Amanda will be helping you throughout the course with explanations, as well as Daniel. Let's get started. How many times have you walked into a customer's house, thought you had a great presentation, and still didn't land the sale? Their objections were overwhelming. They didn't seem to understand why they should do business with you. Perhaps your message wasn't on target. Perhaps it wasn't clear, or you told them way too much information. That's the value of a short 60-second pitch. It helps ensure you get your message across in a benefit-driven way so they understand what your brand is. How many times have you walked into a customer's house? So let's talk about the difference between features and benefits, because it's really critical you differentiate between the two.